Alrighty, folks, it is time to get ready. The Crash Bros and Doomers will be taking serious victory laps today. The Case-Shiller Index has come in for April, and it is negative. It is negative month on month. According to Case-Shiller, the month-on-month home price appreciation is negative 0.12. Now, of course, if you're in and interested in housing, we do not look at month-on-month numbers as there is a lot of seasonality inside them. However, when you have been wrong for 12 plus years, you can expect the Crash Bros and Doomers to celebrate anything that looks like they are right. Again, month-on-month, negative 0.12. But what is the year-on-year number? That is what we care about. That is what we talk about. Every forecast in housing is a year-on-year number. Well, they probably won't tell you. And the year-on-year number for Case-Shiller was up 4.07%. So yes, housing, again, is up 4%. It is the slowest month since August of 2023. But if you look inside the numbers, you have New York up 8%. You have Chicago up 6.5%. You have Cleveland up 5.9%. On the other side, you do have Tampa. Tampa has had consecutive negative months, and it is down negative 2.5%. Again, what is going on? What are things that I would be researching if I was interested in truly understanding housing, as opposed to the Doomers who simply get paid to produce fear porn? I would try to understand something called price elasticity. I would understand transactions, not price. Again, something they have missed for the last 4 years. And, probably also, if I really wanted to go deep, I would do some research on foreclosure timelines. As I have shared many times, I believe what has gone on in FHA specifically is terrible. The fact that they were modifying loans in silent seconds and all of that nonsense. There's going to be plenty of distressed inventory coming, but folks, that's not till 2026, right? The folks that are leaning into distressed inventory in great numbers in 2025 are misguided and simply trying to get paid for clicks. So again, that is the Case-Shiller report. Again, get prepared for lots of victory laps from the Doomers because they can actually talk about something negative 0.12%. On a more important front today, we got a consumer confidence number. This might be the most important number of the week. I told you this was coming, and frankly, I expected it to be a good number. Folks, it was not a good number. It was a great number. As we have talked about for a while, consumer confidence was destroyed with Liberation Day, was destroyed with reciprocal tariffs that made no mathematical sense as tariffs. We had a 90-day pause, then we had a 90-day pause. And guess what happens? Consumers feel better. So again, last reading for consumer confidence was a second lowest reading ever at 86. It was expected to only get better to 87. It came in at 98. Now, again, we aren't quite back to the historical average, which I think is 101. But again, we had a significant bump up. And this is what I meant 3 weeks ago when I talked about peak uncertainty being behind us. Every day gets a little bit brighter. We are still in the tunnel. It is still dark, but we can see daylight coming. So again, consumer confidence, a big beat. What does that mean? Well, it could mean nothing. It is soft data after all. But it likely means that increasingly consumers are getting off the sidelines, maybe in small numbers. Maybe they're going to dinner. Maybe they're shopping. I do not suspect that is big enough jump to really impact housing or automobiles just yet. But again, a good number. No, a great number, given we were near a cycle low at 86. I do have a question for you. We've got 115 or so people watching right now. Maybe 4,000 or so will watch over the next 24 hours. I was curious, have any of you been to Dubai? I am looking for new places to go, new experiences. Again, Olivia and I like to travel and see new things. We are kind of split on going to Dubai. We're not sure. So I would love to hear from you. Have you been? Have you thought of going? What was your experience? Would you recommend it? Let me know. Just curious. We did get some research from CoreSite Research CEO Deborah Winswig is how I think you pronounce that. They do a lot of research about consumers. They just issued a report this morning. We have seen a dip in consumer sentiment across the board. Summer shopping season could be weak. So again, we're really looking at the consumer. That is important. Is consumer confidence coming back? Are we still sitting on our wallets? Lots of data going across this. Other things inside consumer confidence is inflation expectations have started to roll over. We saw a spike to 7%. Yes, folks, people were expecting inflation to be 7% in the next 12 months. That is now rolled over to 6.5%. Again, we have put in a peak. I think we have put in a peak at 7%. So now we're at 6.5%. Let's see if that trend continues in the next report. I do have a question about Elon Musk. I wonder if you gave Elon Musk true serum, if he would say that supporting the presidential election was a mistake or not. Again, it is my belief that Elon Musk went into support because he wanted to identify, what was it, $2 trillion in fraud, waste, and abuse. I think they found, I don't know, 300 billion or whatever it is. But it seems like the government, the House and the Senate, are not interested in saving money. And the reason I bring this up is because Elon Musk damaged Tesla's brand. I don't think there's any question that the brand has been damaged by his active participation in an election. You can just go and look at the European sales of Tesla. They're down 49%. They plunged 49%. Now, some of that undoubtedly is because of competition, but a large chunk of that is brand damage. I wonder if Elon Musk had true serum, if he would say it was a mistake or not. No idea. Actually, yeah, no idea. Just curious. Let's talk about some Fed speak. We got Kashkari out talking. Slow movement is warranted amid uncertainty. Now, of course, he is talking about rate cuts. He's telling you that no June or July cuts are coming, is my opinion. Maintain rate until tariff clarity. And then he says, tariff clarity might take months and years to conclude. Yeah, that gives you warm and fuzzies if you're looking for rate cuts. We do have a White House advisor, Hassett, talking about more deals are coming. These, of course, are trade deals. He said, even this week is possible. Again, it would be nice to put another win on the board. The UK, again, is not a country we have a trade deficit with. We actually have a trade surplus. So let's get one of those other countries where we actually have a trade deficit and see what's what. U.S. durable goods, again, goods are that expected to last 3 years or longer, was up 0.2, was expected to be flat. Again, this could be because consumers are buying ahead of tariffs. It's kind of a dirty number given the tariff kerfuffle that is going on. Found an interesting report about Gen Z. Gen Z, the up-and-coming generation, 40%, 40% of Gen Z expect to spend more in 2025 than they did in 2024. Specifically, I pulled out travel. Gen Z is balling out, folks. Gen Z expects to spend $11,209 on travel. What does this mean? Well, I think it means that Gen Z has figured out that buying stuff, crap, things, not a good idea. They would much rather get experiences. Good for them. Senator Ron Johnson says that there is enough GOP senators to stall the House budget. Sounds like this big, beautiful bill might be dead on arrival in the Senate as it currently sits. It will be interesting to see where this goes. We are starting to see the IPO and acquisition window open up. For example, Salesforce just announced a deal for $8 billion on a data management company known as Informatica. $8 billion. We did have another accountability group. Jared ran over the weekend, talked about build to rent, investment markets, property management, bonus depreciation, mini splits, and many, many other things. Folks, we have 7 accountability groups that you could join inside school. I don't know why you're not in there already. You want to be around 400 people going in the same direction. Find the group and the time that makes sense for you. I will see you in there because every Sunday we go live. I do have a question for you on that front. Who would you like to see on a Sunday session at 8 a.m.? Think of all the millionaires I talk to each week. Let me know in the comments below who you want to hear from, and I will see if I can make that happen. We do see a record amount of money sitting in money market funds. Woo! $7.24 trillion. So when you talk about dry powder, there has never been more dry powder on the sidelines. Now, is this dry powder there because it's afraid? Maybe. Is it sitting there because it's uncertain? Probably. But that $7.24 trillion, a lot of that will come off the sideline as uncertainty clears. A couple more things as we wrap this up. Again, something I am watching this week is the 10-year and 30-year note. Both are down this morning on rate, so that is good. But again, I am concerned about collapsing trust, tariffs, and foreign demand drying up or changing. FHFA Director Bill Pulte, yes, of the Pulte family, called out Jerome Powell and said it is time to cut rates. Trump has crushed the Biden inflation, and there is no reason not to lower rates. And then finally, folks, Treasury Secretary Bessent is out there trying to save the big, beautiful bill. He is saying that he expects the U.S. to grow greater than 3% this time next year. We are going to have pro-growth trade, tax cuts, and deregulation. I'm curious, do any of you think the U.S. can grow at 3% in 12 months? Let me know in the comments below. Yes, no. If you want to go another step forward, throw out a wild guess. How much do you think the U.S. will be growing in Q1 and Q2? Remember, Q1 was negative 0.3. Again, it was negative because of imports. I expect Q2 could quite possibly be negative as well because of imports. But let me know what you think. Love to hear from you. Again, remember Dubai. I want to hear from you. Anybody been? Anybody recommend it? And of course, let's not forget our sponsor of the show, Steadily. I did send them another apartment building to get landlord insurance on over the weekend. I will let you know how it goes. Maybe they can help. Maybe they can't. But hey, it is worth the shot to see if I can save some money. Folks, take care of yourself. Have a wonderful day. Later.